short 61 Samach Aleph. Ravina. Both places where it said Bishnei Makomos Kochim Necholim, I divided the Kochim Kalim. We're talking about like a Bechor Meiser or Pesach. V'loi Kasha. Ha Rabbi Shmuel. Rabbi Shmuel learned a hekesh from Basar to Dam. You can't eat the meat. Right? We said if the Mizbech was broken or missing, and Harabonan who argue with it. And V'boy Sema Hava Hava Kachim Kachim. That both are talking about achatis nasham and all, which are eaten. What does it mean, umay bishnei makomos, that it could be eaten in two places? It's talking about two different situations. One is when the mizbech is in its place, when the Mishkan was not traveling. But koidim shiamdu leviyim es Mishkan. That means when the Mishkan came to rest and the Levim had not sort of organized the Mishkan and built it up, or the Levim had taken down the walls of the Mishkan, but the Mizbech is still in its place. In both of these cases, you're still allowed to eat the Kodesh Kodeshim, because the Mizbech is still in this place. You might have thought that since the Mishkan is in the process of being broken down, ifsalu, like biyotze, just like when you take korbanos out of the Azorah, the korban is nifsa biyotze, because there's no mechitzas for the eating the kodshim. So Kamash blunded, no, that as long as the Mizbech is in its makom, you can eat the kodshim. Maybe it should be possible. Amar Kra, v'nasa ol moed, afal pi shenasa ol moedu. It means even if the Mishkan is in the process of moving, right? It hasn't yet, but parts of it are moved. It still has a din of ol moed. Amar Marav, Mizbech b'shilo shel avonim haya. So when they came into Eretz Yisrael, the Mishkan was in Gilgal for 14 years. After 14 years, they moved it to Shiloh, where it was there for 369 years. Then the Plishtim destroyed it, and it was in the city of Nov for 13 years, and then 47 years in Givon, Nova Givon, 57 years. And then, eventually, the Shlomo HaMelech built the Beis HaMikdash. So, Rav is telling us that the Mizbech that was in Shiloh was made out of stones. It was not a movable, it was not the movable Mizbech of Moshe Rabbeinu. The Tanya of Eliezer ben Yaakov Oimer. Ma tamid lamer Mizbach avonim. And then it says in Dvorim twice, avonim, avonim, sholosh panim, to teach us that 3 times in the Jewish history, the Mizbech was made out of stones. Echad shel Shiloh, Echad shel Nova Givon, the Beis Olamim, and the Beis HaMikdash that Shlomo Melech built. Mosif Ravacha Barami. Eish Yardim in Hashamayim b'mei Moshe. When they did the Chanukas Mishkan on the first day of Nisan in the second year, fire came down and consumed the korbanos. And Lo nistakam HaMizbech HaNechoshes al b'mei Shlomo. This fire remained on this Mizbech HaNechoshes up until Shlomo Melech built the stone Mizbech. Ve'esh sheyard b'mei Shlomo, and the fire that came down to consume the korbanos when they did the Chanukas Beis HaMikdash, lo niskalka ad sheba Menoshe v'Silka. Menashe HaMelech eventually destroyed the Mizbech. V'im Isa, if it's correct what Rav Huna said, that the Mizbech of Shiloh also was Avonim, mi'ikaragu distalik lei. That means already when the Mizbech in Shiloh was built, instead of the Mizbech HaNechoshes of Moshe, the fire should have gone away, and not in the time of Shlomo. So the Gemara answers, Hu Damar Kediver Rav Nosson. Rav Huna is holding like Rav Nosson, the time. Rav Nosson Omer. Mizbech shel Shiloh shel Nechoshes Hayah. The Mizbech shel Shiloh was a copper Mizbech. Chilul u'molevanim, was hollow, filled with stones. Rav Nachman Yitzchak Omar, my lo nistalka. What does it mean? Lo nistalka levatola. That even though they built the Mizbech of Avonim in Shiloh, Moshe's Mizbech remained there, and the fire didn't go out completely. Even though there was another Mizbech, there was fire on that Mizbech too. Now, Mahi, what does it mean that the fire wasn't removed completely? Rabbanan Omar, Shviva Mimishadra. There was like a spark that would be sent out from Moshe's Mizbech to the Mizbech of stone. And that's how fire would go there. Rav Papa Omar Ushpize Avinokat. That it was like a hotel. Sometimes the fire would come down on Moshe's Mizbech. Sometimes it would come down on their Mizbech. Tanan also. We learn in Masechta Midas. Initially, the Mizbech, when they first built it, by Shlomo, was 28 by 28 amas. But then, Kisha'olu bnei Agola, when Ezra and the Jews from Bavel and built by Yesheni, Hosifu alav arba amis min adorim va'arba amis min amarav. They added 4 in the south, 4 in the west to make it. So the addition was like a gamma in Greek, but it made a square of 32 by 32. My time on Rav Yosef Mishum de lo Sofik. They needed a bigger grill, so they needed a bigger mizbech. Arle Abai Hashta Migdash Rishon Dechsiv Bey. Yehuda v'Yisrael Rabim Kechol Hashal Sfasaya. The Judeans and the Jews were more populous than even the sands on the sea. Sea pig. Yet the 28 by 28 amma mizbech was enough. Migdash Sheni Dechsiv Bey Kol HaKahal Ke'echad Arba Ribo Alafim, right? Arba Ribo Alafim is like 80,030. So there were much less people, and you're going to tell me lo sipek? Amerle hasa v'bayis rishon. There is a reason why it was easy, even though it had a lot of people. Eishel shamayim esayatim. There was fire that came down from shamayim to help it burn. Hacha ein eishel shamayim esayatim. In Bayis Sheni, we didn't have that miracle. The fire did not come from shamayim. Kiyotzer Ravin Amar Rav Shimon ben Pazi Mishum Bar Kapara. Another reason why they made the Mizbech and Bayis Sheni bigger is Shisin. In the corners of the Mizbech, they would pour wine. And it would go down like in pipes. So Hosifu, they had to add to that. Now why? Initially, they were supposed to make a Mizbech of Adama. Shu Otum Badoma, that there were no spaces. It would be filled with dirt. Ulvasof Sovar Shasiya Kachila, drinking of the Mizbech when you pour wine is similar to eating. That when you burn a korban on the Mizbech. So therefore, Umay Mizbech Adama, Shu Mechuber Badoma, means it's connected to the ground. Shlo Yivnena Lo Gabi Kipim. You couldn't build it over like some kind of cave. V'lo Gabi Mechilos, or tunnels. And that's another reason why they had to make it bigger, because they needed room for all these pipings. Okay, we'll stop here. Tomorrow, what time did we learn last week? 3 o'clock? What did we, or 8?
No, in the morning.
What does the group want to do? You want to do it at 3 o'clock or 3:30? Or would you rather do it at 8 o'clock in the morning, 8:15 in the morning?
8:15 in the morning.
8:15.
I'm not gonna be able to be there anyhow. Okay.
Okay. Abe, what, does that work okay for you? Huh?
8.
Yes, 8
Eight.
o'clock. 8 is fine, 8 o'clock.
George, does that work for you?
8
No,
o'clock
I'm on my
works.
way to the hospital
In the
already.
hospital. Harold?
Yeah, well, 8 o'clock is good.
Okay,
8 o'clock.
George, it'll be taped. I'll send it the tape to you.
No problem.
Okay, good
8
job,
or
everybody.
8:15.
8:15. I won't be home from shul until 8:15.
Okay.
Okay.
Perfect.
Good night.
Good
Good
job,
night.
everybody.
Good
Bye-bye.
Shabbos.
Shabbos.
Shabbos.